Monday, 12th July, 1943. Dear Mother,
I'm having such a great time at camp. Today we went swimming for an hour and a half. For breakfast, I had cereal, 2 donuts, an orange, and milk. Please send me pillow and case.
one girl has already gone home, and another is crying all the time.
I'll give you a quarter if you stop crying.
I don't want a quarter!
I don't have a quarter. Right, fine. Plant a little seedling. Mix with rain and showers. Your rain. Oh, your showers. Stir them with some sunshine. And up come the flowers. You have to have my fairy ears to hear the bluebells ring. Across the green, green, grassy field where all the flowers sing. Someday when there's nothing much to do, if you want to see and hear these magic wonders loud and clear, I'll lend these things to you.
I'll try not to cry anymore. You're nice.
So I tried my best to make her happy.
Tiger.
No, wait a second, I want to play.
You're in. Base! Stop!
Wait, what's that?
The present is forever. Forever is always shifting, flowing, melting. This second is life. And when it is gone, it is dead. But you can't start over with each new second. You have to judge by what is dead. It's like quicksand, hopeless from the start. A story, a picture can renew sensation a little, but not enough. Not enough. Nothing is real except the present, and already I feel the weight of centuries smothering me. Some girl 100 years ago once lived as I do, and she is dead. I am the present, but I know I too will pass. The high moment, the burning flash come and are gone, continuous quicksand. And I don't want to die.
Programs to win friends and influence people. Don't drink too much. Remember misfortunes at St. John's party? Hamish, 2 dates. Stay sober.
Be chaste. And don't throw yourself on people. In spite of rumor and voting, let no one verify the terms of last.
Be friendly and more subdued. If necessary, smog of mystery woman. Quiet, nice, slightly bewildered at colored scandals.
Work on inner life to enrich. Concentrate on work for monitor, writing, poems, letters, articles, French daily.
Don't blab too much. listen more, sympathize, and understand people.
Keep troubles to self.
Bear mean gossip and snubbing and pass beyond it. Be nice and positive to all.
Don't criticize anybody to anyone else. Misquoting is like a game of telephone.
Don't date either Gary or Hamish. Be nice, but not too enthusiastic to keep.
Who's Keith?
Hey.
Be stoic when necessary and right.
You have seen a lot and felt deeply.
And your problems are universal enough to be made meaningful.
Right.
This is how it was. I dressed slowly, smoothing, perfuming, powdering. I sat upstairs in the moist gray twilight with the rain trickling down outside while my family talked and laughed with company on the porch. This is I thought, the American virgin, dressed to seduce. I know I'm in for an evening of sexual pleasure. We go on dates, we play around, and if we're nice girls, we demur at a certain point. And so it goes. We walked into the bar and sat down, 2 by 2.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah. So, how was your day?
Oh, it was lovely. It's rather mundane.
Oh no, you must have done something interesting.
No, I just helped Mother in the kitchen.
Oh.
That's all.
Did you bake?
I did actually.
No. Yeah, I like
Yes.
a smart woman that knows how to bake. Math involved. I bet you have a whole knowledge of.
I'm quite good at it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I can tell.
How was your day?
Oh, it was alright. I went to my uncle's funeral.
Oh, how tragic.
I know, just a car smacked him. It's alright though, we weren't that close.
Nonetheless, it must have had some sort of impact on you.
Yeah. A little morbid tonight, don't you think?
I don't mind.
You know something I've always liked though? At least always wanted to like. Dark eyes, this blonde hair. You know, you don't look as old as you are.
I don't see how people stand being old. When you're old, your insides all dry up. When you're young, you're so self-reliant, you hardly need any religion.
Oh, you're not Catholic by any chance?
No. You?
Yes.
There's more talking, more sidelong glances, more of that unspoken physical friction that makes each new conquest such a delight. In the air was this strong smell of masculinity, which creates the ideal medium for me to exist in.
Would you like to dance?
Dancing is the normal prelude to intercourse. All those lessons when we were too young to understand. Then this.
Oh, darling, you're wearing me out. Good at this. You want to sit down? So, come on. All right. I have an idea. A big glass of water. All right. I'll be back. You don't go anywhere now.
Be right here.
Rotten dancer though.
That's terrible. He's cute. I couldn't do that. That was quick.
Should I have taken longer?
The rain's rather nice.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you feel good inside. Just to listen. You don't give a damn about me except physically.
You know, you shouldn't have said that, you know? The truth hurts, doesn't it?
What? No! No, I'll never see him again. Maybe it's a good thing. He walked out of my life last night for once and for all. I know with sickening certainty that it's the end. There were only those 2 dates we had. The time he came over with the boys, then tonight. And I liked him too much. Way too much. But I ripped him out of my heart before it got to hurt me any more than it already did. Oh, he's charming. He's magnetic. You could fall into those eyes. Let's face it, his sex appeal was unbearably strong.
Can't you see? I want to kiss you.
I wish I hated you. Why did you come?
Why? I wanted your company. Larry and Jerry were going to the ball game. I couldn't see that. Pete and Steve were going out drinking. I couldn't see that either. Come here. I want to tell you something. I like you, but not too much. I don't want to like anybody too much.
I either like people too much or not at all. I have to go down deep to fall into someone, to really know them.
Nobody knows me.
Goodbye for good, then. Have a hell of a nice life. A kiss, then? Kisses are given and received. Kisses are given by mothers to their children, by lovers to their sweethearts, by men on the street to their prostitutes. A meeting of the lips. That is all, animal as we are, that is our own particular generic peculiarity. Yet without being vague and star-eyed, I may say that a kiss could be a physical symbol of a mental adoration. That and a delight. For, brought up as we are in the custom and moral conscience of our tribe and era, we think and talk about kisses. A kiss, then. Yes.
How
so much
hard
better.
time
What
to
is
get
that
into
shooting
for the
for
workings of the nervous
I am.
system.
No one that I really keep
Wait years.
sensation in me.
But I didn't think I'd be much
I
happier.
can't stand being a pest.
Trash and intimate
Before I get my thoughts, I'm
Right.
listening to my thoughts, my mind,
All the
my
time.
dreams, and you aren't having any of those.
If they replace the word lust for love in popular songs, they come near the truth. I stood there, completed myself. I said what I thought, but he did not understand. But he listened and liked me,
I love people. I have room in me to love every little life.
I said, and I thought a year ago I'd be thrilled with sheer excitement, sheer joy. If I knew I'd stand next to Bob and he'd love me. But now I smile with impersonal tenderness. Eddie's bracelet's on my wrist. I held it up for the light.
See? I love it. It's individual. It's me.
How ironic. You are a dream. I hope I never meet you. We walked away then to a restaurant. I stared at an old man while I ate my hamburger.
Man, I love you. I'm reaching out to you. I love you.
Walking back to a car, I looked down a long alley. Beautiful blackness.
I could polka down the streets.
It always has to end, doesn't it? We always have to separate.
Yes.
But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if we could be together someday forever?
Oh, no. We separate until we die. We grow farther and farther apart until we are dead. He has no home. He is unhappy. I could be the source for his happiness, the refuge for his life, but I would only pass on. Something in me needs more. I cannot rest. The evening had been lovely, complete. I was alone more than I would have been had I gone by myself. The poor guy. There's no one nicer. Perhaps one day I'll crawl back home beaten and defeated. But not as long as I can make stories out of my heartbreak. Beauty out of sorrow.
You know, it's too bad you don't get to know people in a crowd like this. More often than not, all you ever find out is where your date lives.
He agrees.
I'm willing to let you know me if you agree to do the same. Then tonight won't be a total loss. You'll say, I know a little about someone no one else knows very well.
He agrees.
Okay.
You both lean forward, meaning business. He talks political science. You ask questions, loving him for sharing a little bit of what matters with you. His father was a lawyer.
Do you want to dance?
He asked you to dance, and you dance in a dark living room.
Sylvie. You know you and I are an awful lot alike.
You like that. You scored a beachhead. You've got security after fashion.
Hey, let's go for a walk. I want to talk. We can't talk here. I take a walk here Sundays. My father died 2 weeks ago.
Tell me.
You think this is life, material for sympathy.
I was there before. He wanted me to be a lawyer. I was there when he died. Went back home. Didn't talk to anyone. Only when I was girls who didn't give a damn. He used to talk to me the way you did about my thesis.
Tell me about the war.
He's a veteran. Pat told you. He was disabled. You wonder if he has a wooden leg and think how noble you would be if he had one.
Where were you injured?
Oh, I got hit in the lung by a shell. I was in the hospital 2 years.
What's it like to fight? To kill someone?
Your curiosity is a flame. Granted, you can't be a man, but he can tell you what it was like.
You go from one island to another practicing, and then one day you start out again. This one isn't taking this day, so you go there. What? You sleep, you eat, you joke. What do you do if you see an accident? I mean, you go out, try to fix them up. That's all you do for you guys anymore. I mean, not so different.
Have you had many women?
One in Hawaii. I cried the day we left. She was beautiful.
Well, what about that nurse you mentioned?
Oh, she left me.
What was her name?
Emmy.
Any others?
One in high school. She was nothing like you, though. She liked to drink a lot.
Oh,
Hey, Sylvie.
yes.
I want you to be mine. All mine.
You think vaguely of marriage proposal. How lovely. He's captivated by your keen and sympathetic mind.
When?
Now.
Oh, you feel reality cold and icy on your illusions.
No.
It's okay. You're strong and scared. You think this is the one time your innocence won't help you. His arms and hands are pushing you down, and he is damn strong. And you push him.
Stop, Sylvia.
You shake him, your hair is falling in your face, and he relaxes just listening to the words pour out.
I hate you. Damn you, just because you're a boy, just because you're not worried about having babies.
All right. I'm a fool, getting drunk, trusting a damn girl. All right.
Bill, wait.
No answer, no sound. He's getting even with you by leaving you alone in the woods.
Come back. I'm sorry. You know, you're acting like a spoiled brat.
You don't know how it is. You can't. When you're burning, on fire inside.
It's okay. He forgives you. What for? You should be forgiving him. Reconciled, he lays his head in your lap.
Bend down, kiss me.
After what you refused, it would be a small favor. But you hold back.
Kiss me.
He takes your hand and pulls it along, and you touch. Soft, writhing flesh. So this is what it's like to have a boy want you to masturbate him.
No.
I...
He realizes now maybe that you're only a kid. Only 18. You know, if he asks, you won't go out with him again. But you will never take a walk. You will never be alone, and you hate him because he has deprived you of this, walks and aloneness. And you hate him because he is a boy. And if he asks, you won't go out with him again.
Yet doesn't it all come again to the fact that it is a man's world? For or if a man chooses to be promiscuous, he may still aesthetically turn his nose up to promiscuity. He may demand a woman be faithful to save him from his own lust. But women have lust too. Why must they be regulated to the positions of custodian of emotions, watcher of infants, and feeders of the body, soul, and pride of man? To be born a woman is an awful tragedy. Every day, women live in constant fear and agony of assault and battery. My consuming interest to know men and their lives is often misconstrued as a desire to seduce them, an invitation to intimacy. Yet, God, I want to speak to everyone as deeply as I can. I want to sleep in an open field, to travel west, to walk freely at night.
Oh God, there's no faith or permanence in love unless the mind adores, unless the body adores. And yet the fear is always there. Tomorrow it'll all be different. Tomorrow I'll hate the way he chuckles at a joke or combs his hair with a dirty pocket comb.
Tomorrow he will see that my nose is fat and my skin is shallow, and we will both be two ugly, vain, selfish, hedonistic, dissatisfied people. The wine, colored lights, heated, intelligent conversations will be a fairy tale-inspired pipe dream.
And the bitten apple of love will translate itself into discarded feces. Tomorrow we will run toward the leering clockwork chameleon that looks like the prince or princess, but turns into a warded toad or a pincered cockroach when touched by mortal hands.
Where to find that quality I long for that will grow goodly and green for 50 years? Is it mind?
Is it
Don't take my face.
Got to have something. I want to stop it all, the whole monumental, grotesque joke before it's too late. Writing poems and letters doesn't seem to do much good. The big men are all deaf. They don't want to hear the little squeaking as they walk across the street in cleated boots. I guess this all sounds a bit frantic. I guess I am. When you catch your mother, the childhood symbol of security and rightness, crying desolately in the kitchen, it kind of gets to you.
There's a certain unique and strange delight about walking down an empty street alone. You get a feeling of being listened to, so you talk aloud softly to hear how it sounds.
I am walking down the street. I am being propelled by a force too powerful for me to break because of 18 years of walking down streets has chained me to the inevitable of going from one place to another, and always repeating the circle or line and returning home without thinking or wondering. But I can stop. And to prove it, I will. There. There. I am standing still. My feet have stopped clicking. They are waiting docilely in their snail-like leather houses. Snail-like leather houses. But these houses have strange shadows across their faces. I could not go up to the door and knock and say, "Let me come in! Let me suck your life and sorrow like a leech sucks blood. Let me gorge myself on your dreams and sensations and ideas. Let me crawl in your cranium and gut and feed off of your life substances like a tapeworm for a while." Could shadows trip you? Clutch you? I think I could be strangled by these shadows.
No matter how enthusiastic you are, no matter how sure the character's fate, nothing is real, past or present, when you are sitting alone in your room with the clock ticking loudly against the false, cheerful brilliance of the electric light. And if you have no past or future, which, after all, is all that the present is made of, why then, you might as well dispose of the empty shell of present and commit suicide. God, but life is loneliness. Despite all its opiates, despite the shrill, tinsel gaiety of parties with no purpose, despite the false grinning faces we all wear. Hey Brad, give me a beat. Alright. And when at last you finally feel like you've found someone with whom you can pour out your soul, you stop in shock at the words you utter. They're so rusty, so ugly, so meaningless and feeble, that being cramped inside the dark inside you for so long. Yes, there is joy, fulfillment, and companionship, but the emptiness of the soul and its incredible self-loathing is horrible and overwhelming.
I rode home at 11:30 tonight, forcing the frosty gulps of air into my lungs, looking up at the stars behind the black bear trees, gasping at Orion. Oh, how long since I noticed the stars? No longer. Now, mere named pinpricks on a smothering sky of cheap cloth. But symbols, islands of light, soft, mysterious, hard, all things as much as I made them.
not forget it. It's a chalk mask with a dead, dry poison behind it, like the death angel. It's what I was this fall, what I never want to be again.
The pouting disconsolate mouth, the flat, numb, bored, expressionless eyes. Symptoms of foul decay within.
Eddie wrote me after my last honest letter saying I had better seek out psychiatric treatment to root out the sources of all my problems. Oh, I laugh now thinking we all like to think we're important enough to need psychiatrists.
Yeah. All I need is sleep.
And a constructive attitude.
And a little good luck. Please! I want so badly for good things to happen.
You should not be bored, but should be able to think, accept, affirm.
And not retreat into the masochistic mental hell where fear and jealousy want to make you stop eating.
Don't ignore all the people you could know by shutting yourself up in a numb defensive vacuum. Right now, you are sick in your head.
You fool. You're afraid to be with your own thoughts. You better just learn to know yourself and make sure decisions before it's too late.
Right now, you are sick in your head.
Stop thinking selfishly of razor blades and self wounds and going out and ending it all.
Sick in your head.
Right now, you are sick in your head.
Your room is not your prison. You are.
Right now, you
Right now, you are sick in your head. Sick in your head. Sick in your head. Sick in your head. Sick in your head.
Think.
You must believe in something beyond your own simple mind. God. God. God! Where are you? I need you. The belief in you and the love of mankind. You cannot escape like this. You must think.
I would spare them all by ending everything at the height of my so-called career. While there was still illusions left among my professors, still poems to be published at Harper's, still a memory at least that would be worthwhile. Well, I tried drowning, but that didn't work. Somehow the urge to life, mere physical life, was damn strong, and I felt that I would swim forever, straight out into the sea and sun, and never be able to swallow more than a gulp or two of water and swim on. The body is amazingly stubborn when it comes to sacrificing itself to the annihilating directions of the mind.
Sylvie?
Turn over.
Her first attempt involved an overdose and crawling into a dugout space below her house, stewing in her own vomit in a comatose state for 2 days. She was sent to a public psychiatric institution and began healing at a private estate under a female psychiatrist one she grew to depend on for the rest of her days, perhaps to her detriment. But being given permission to hate her mother, hugely therapeutic. Quick sidebar about treatment she underwent in the hospital. Insulin given to patients, nearly killing them. Electroconvulsive therapy still given to patients and still widely disputed in the medical fields. Initially, the idea came from how pigs are better behaved when an electric prod is used against them. Sylvia, of course, did not fully recover after hospitalization. She'd actually started a new, fast-working medication 6 days before her death. The word lunatic smells like live human flesh roasting at the stake. It feels like the shackles put on lunatics to prevent them from worsening by moonlight, like the corresponding accusations of possession and witchcraft. Hysterical sounds like doctors scolding children not to touch themselves because it is filthy and an act of hysterics. It bolts electricity through their young genitals. It reeks of plastic gloves on two rough doctoral hands scrounging around for a clitoris to induce the release of female semen. It's the diagnosis maintained for centuries that hysterical women just need sex. It's the symptom being troublesome. Other symptoms: she displayed gayness, she joined feminists, she wanted sex, she refused sex, she was raped, she disobeyed, she read, she talked too much, she talked too little. Hysteria also sounds like the screams of shell-shocked men being punished for feminine reactions to warfare. It's the shocks, of course without anesthesia, applied to their temple as the doctor insults their masculinity. It's the folded patriotic cloth of the double-shocked men finally returning home. It's Freud's sweat when he realizes most women report sexual trauma in talk therapy. And it's his sterilized business decision that these women must only fantasize about rape. Hysterical women own nothing. The men who own them can pay. Insane smells like shit and hay and bedlam. The March Hare is given straw on his head to indicate his insanity, the same straw they'll put in Ophelia's hair for stage productions, connecting them both to the spectacle of madhouses. The origin of the word insane is strictly legal, unconnected to medicine or monstrosity. Maniac is the ice pick jabbed through my eye to scratch up my brain. It's the hole drilled into my head and the sizzle of the alcohol poured in. It's families thanking doctors for more manageable loved ones, and their sighs from further relief when their unresponsive loved ones die a week later. It admits that doctors don't know why electrocuted brains works. The National Institute for Mental Illness admits doctors still don't fully understand how the pills work either. People adore the Joker and Harley and Hannibal and Frankenstein and the Phantom and Jack Torrance and Travis Bickle and Bill Kilgore, Alex DeLarge, Annie Wilkes, Gollum, Colonel Kurtz, Alex Forrest, Patrick Bateman, Tommy DeVito, Leatherface, Jason, Rorschach, Humbert, Norman, Moriarty. Yet the same words you might use to describe them, crazy, insane, and the same signifiers you might use, psycho, lunatic, are also attached to mass shooters. Never mind that people with mental illness will by far take the brunt of violence from family, from law enforcement, never mind facts. The best way to demonstrate that a human is not human, not as human as you are, is to call them crazy. The word crazy terrifies me. Because people like me heard that word and words like it before being tortured into complacency or death. And I know crazy good typically means unbelievably good. But is mental illness really unbelievable when 1 in 5 people will experience it in their lifetimes? And I know she went psycho means she became unpredictable and scary. But is it really scarier to witness someone trying to decipher what's real and what isn't than to live with psychosis? I don't expect everyone to react as strongly as I do when hearing these words. Just understand that when I avert my eyes and grow quiet, my heart is searching for a shelter it doesn't have. Because crazy is a fucking slur against me.
Sylvia burns yellow dahlias on her altar to the sun, as the sun wanes to impotence and the world falls in winter. Birds contract on frozen feathered boughs as plants surrender to the omnipotent power of the white frost, as they hold all colors cruelly locked in hexagonal hearts of ice. So the hungry cosmic mother sees the world shrunk to embryo again, and her children gathered sleeping back into the dark, huddling pods and bulbs, pale and distant as the folded bean seed, to her full milky love which spreads across the sky in a frozen crucifix of stars. There, mad sister.
It's snowing!
This is my first snow at Smith's. It's like any other snow, but from a different window. And there lies the singular charm in it. Someone downstairs shouted, "Oh, look at it." But I've been looking at it for quite some time now. Ever since the scatterbrained flakes circled down and swoops and spins. All I need now is sleigh bells and the sound of silent night in the distance.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright.
I fancy a house across the street, melting and crumbling into whiteness. Now there's a stippling of white caught on the edge of things. And I wonder what would happen if the planes came, and the bombs. In the back of my mind, bombs are falling, women and children screaming. Oh, but I can't describe that now. But I do know nothing will matter much. Yesterday, walking quite peacefully over to Mill Lane Bridge, after leaving my bike to be repaired, feeling lost, pedestrian, impotent, smiling the smile of the benevolent laughter, shuddering the fears of strangers' gazes. Suddenly, I was turned upon by little boys with snowballs at the dam.
No!
They began to throw them at me, opening, honestly trying to hit, and I missed every time. Oh, and with the weary judgment that comes with experience, I watched the dirty snowballs come at me in front, behind. Sick with wonder, I kept walking, slowly, determinedly, ready to parry a good hit before it struck. And none struck. With a tolerant smile, which was a superior lie. I walked on.
There is a panther stalks me down. One day I'll have my death of him. His greed has set the woods aflame. He prowls more lordly than the sun. How soft, how suavely glides that step, approaching always at my back. From gaunt hemlock, rooks croak havoc. The game is on, and sprung the trap. I hurl my heart to halt his pace. Quench his thirst, I squander blood. He eats. Still his need seeks food. Compels a total sacrifice.
Please let him come and give me the resilience and guts to make him respect me. Be interested. To not throw myself at him with loudness or hysterical yelling. Calmly, gently. Easy, baby. Easy. He's probably strutting the backs along crocuses with 7 Scandinavian mistresses right now. And I sit, spider-like, waiting. Here. Home. Oh, but he's here. My black marauder. Hungry. Hungry. I'm hungry! For big, smashing, burgeoning, burning love! But he came last night, at 2 in the morning, throwing mud at my window and saying my name. The two mixed, mud and my name. My name is Mud. And all the while he comes to me at nightfall, treating me like, what, whore? Coming like the soldiers to Blanche de Bois, rolling in the gardens, drunk, mixing her name with mud. Oh, let me confront him. Only confront him. Make him human. Not the Black Panther that struts the forest fringes of hearsay. Oh, what hell! Will not see me in the daylight. I'm not worth that. But I must be. If he ever comes.
Horror, day by day more sure of being pregnant. Remembering my growing casualness about contraception, as if it couldn't happen to me. Then bang, bang, one door after another, clang shut. The overhanging terror, which I know now would end me. Ted, our writing, and our possible impregnable togetherness. Our glittering and coming realities. Ted with no job, me with no job. The avalanche of bills putting us into debt, and worst of all, hating the intruder. I sat at the typewriter, and the hot dredge itself began. Oh, the red stain longed for and dreamed for during the white, sterile, ominous minutes of the 6 weeks. And the swearing to whatever fates or gods there may be that I would never complain or bewail anything, so long as the baby didn't come.
I have never been so happy in my entire life. For the first few weeks, these home-delivered babies tend to cry and wake all night and are therefore bathed in the morning and drowsy all day. Rebecca is no exception. She knows fine red tips from midnight till 4. Oh, so I sleep during the day to make up for lost sleep, and this way Ted will be the same.
Dearest Mother, I feel so awful to write you now after I'm sure I set you to changing your plans, probably telling Warren and friends about our expecting another baby because I have lost that little baby. I feel really terrible about it. I did so look forward to sharing another little baby with you and felt that some good fate had made it to coincide with your visit. I'm sorry for disappointing you, as anything else. For I'm sure you were thinking as joyously of the birth as I was. The doctor said 1 in 4 babies miscarry, often without any explanation. So I hope to be in the middle of another pregnancy when you come by anyway. Lucky for me, I have little Frida and all her beauty to console me by laughing and singing, or I don't know what I'd do.
Children, please gather. I have something to tell you.
Okay, Laura.
I hope you will not be too shocked or surprised to learn that I'm going to try to get a legal separation from Ted.
Divorcing
I
Dad?
do not believe in divorce and would never think of it, but I cannot go on living this degrading and agonizing life that I've been living, which has stopped my writing and has nearly ruined my health and my sleep.
Wait, does that mean we get 2 Christmases?
2 Christmases!
I feel I need a legal settlement so I can count so much a week of groceries and bills
Yes.
and the freedom to make the happy, pleasant life I feel it in myself to make. Would prefer.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. God.
I'm too rich a person and have too much at stake to live as a martyr. I want a clean break so I can breathe and laugh and enjoy myself again.
I would, by the way, appreciate it if you would tell no one about this, except maybe Warren and Margaret. Perhaps better not even them. It is a private matter. I don't want people who wouldn't see me anyway to know about it. So do keep it to yourself.
All day or 2 days, you lay under that maple table, heard tears, phones ringing, tea being poured from a pewter pot. Why not lie there until you rot and get thrown out like a radish? Lie there, catching dust, pale rose and lavender scruff from the rug, or to pass on air, with other cries and complaints into some nimbo in the far nebula.
We exude spotted bodies, yet days in a dim, distant light we burn clear through our shackles, burning, standing, speaking like gods. Ah, to be God, to be every life before we die, a dream to drive men mad, yet to be a woman. To live, to suffer, to bear children, to learn the lives of others, printed worlds spinning in the minds of other men.
Outside now, snow descends. This is where I came in. A dry tap on the window, a greenish light from the lamp, flakes blowing a leak in a cone of light.
Oh, something is there, waiting for me. Perhaps the revelation will burst upon me. Then I'll see the other side of the monumental, grotesque joke. Then I'll laugh. Then I'll know what life is.
Ha ha ha.